Oh man, we're gonna get ink today. Don't take that in any other way that it was meant to be. But what I mean is Splatoon, that surprise game that Nintendo announced at E3 last year. It took us by surprise because Nintendo and first-person shooter. Yeah, this is Nintendo's take on the genre. And before you start, no. Splatoon is not Call of Duty for kids. It makes me so mad when people say that. They're completely unrelated. But I'll explain that in a bit. Hey guys, this is YT42, and get ready to be confused as to whether you're a kid or a squid. Let me just start by saying that I am late to making a review of this. That's how I feel anyway. But let's just start with the beginning of the game. So right off the bat, you can choose between the girl and the boy. I prefer the girl's design, to be honest, but then you are asked for a skin tone and eye color and whoosh! Tutorial! Once you finish that, you are taken straight into Inkopolis. This is the hub world, if you will. Here you can access everything. This includes amiibo support, Booyah Base, which houses all of your weapons, headwear, shirts, and shoes. Each are run by sea creatures that are feeling pretty salty because apparently you're not fresh enough. The Battle Dojo, which has local multiplayer, Spike, who will give you gear you request from any people on Miiverse around the plaza, and an arcade machine to play minigames, and the access to single player. So you could go do the single player first, or you could level up on online battles to become fresh. But let's start with a single player. So you go down to a drain pipe and you find yourself in a huge valley. You are then greeted by Captain Cuttlefish, an old war veteran who led the Squidbeak Splatoon against the Octarians in the Great Turf War. When you first go into Inkopolis, the news show run by the Squid Sisters comes on. They will tell you what maps are available at the moment to play on, and they'll also say that the Great Zapfish, this weird looking thing, has gone missing. Along with it, all of the small Zapfish. This isn't good because these things power all of Inkopolis. Yes, these electric catfish power an entire city. Well, let's just leave it alone. But the old cap here tells you that the old enemy, the Octarians, have stolen them. So it's your job to go through 27 levels and 5 bosses to rescue all of these things. Along the way, you'll fight Octarians, their weird machines, and Octolings. These are the octopus equivalent to Inklings. They're just like you, as well as having similar weapons. Also, in every level, there are these sunken scrolls to collect. They don't give any rewards, which really sucks, but they do give some lore to the world of Splatoon. Here's a video I made which reveals that those things are really dark. But anyway, about halfway through the story, Captain Cuttlefish gets kidnapped by him. So instead we get Agents 1 and 2 to talk to throughout the levels. Just to make clear, by the way, we are Agent 3. So we complete the next levels and finally get to the last boss. We slowly approach him and it turns out to be someone we've never seen. This is DJ Octavio, and he is ready to remix your face and dub stomp you into oblivion. I mean seriously, he is a giant floating DJ stand. But don't take him for granted though, because he won't just hand your butt to you. He will throw your butt about 20 meters away from you, cut off your legs, and make you crawl for your butt. This is not an easy boss compared to the others. With that said, this final boss is amazing. It makes you redo everything you've learned, and teaches you to be patient and avoid the truckload of attacks he throws at you. But with the final blow given and a giant the captain is saved and was sent back to the title screen. Except now it's midnight, and there's a big fat Zapfish clinging to Inkopolis Tower. We then get a snippet from the Squid Sisters and then the credits roll. Fun fact, with all the clues given to you throughout the game, it turns out that Agents 1 and 2 are Callie and Marie from the Squid Sisters, and they're the granddaughters of Captain Cuttlefish. But that's it for single player. Yeah, it's really short, but it's longer than you think it would take, with it totaling on its own for about 3 hours. But now that that's done, the main point of the game. So right in the middle of Inkopolis is its own tower. This is where you can go online and have a 4-on-4 turf war or Splat Zones match. You can have these in a total of 7 stages so far. Urchin Underpass, Blackbelly Skate Park, Walleye Warehouse, Salisbury Rig, Arowana Mall, Port Mackerel, and the stage that just came out on the day I'm writing this, Kelp Dome. Turf Wars are where you and 3 other people are put against a team of 4 and try to cover the stage with as much as your team's ink against the other team. You can splat your opponents, but this won't give you anything as that's not the point. The problem with this is that the other team will try to cover up your own ink with their own. You'll go at this for 3 minutes, and whoever has the most ink at the end of it wins. This sounds simple, and it is. The matches are short and sweet, but there are a lot of places to cover. Now that's just in regular battles, but there are also ranked battles. As they say, you are ranked in this mode. You'll start off at a C-, but the more battles you win, the higher up you'll get. But you don't do Turf Wars in this mode. Instead you do Splat Zones. This is when you go to a certain stage in which there are only certain areas that you want to cover with ink. Once you take control of those areas, you want to defend it from the other team. While you are in control of that area, your team's timer counts down from 100. Once it gets to 0, your team wins. This mode is a great break from Turf Wars, and an easy way to get lots of points. Alright, time to explain this. Getting any amount of points in Turf Wars or winning a match in Splat Zones will give you cash to spend on weapons and clothes from Brouillard Base, and will also give you points to level up. This will unlock new stuff to be bought from the base. I haven't really explained weapons or gear yet, but weapons first. There are 3 different types of weapon classes in Splatoon. There is a shooter, which is your classic shooter, rollers, are giant paint rollers that you roll on the ground, and there is a charger, which is like the sniper rifle in this game, except with shorter range. You have to charge it up before you can fire though, which is lame. Although, I want to get good at it, because nobody else will. But there are different types of weapons with stats that vary to make them pretty balanced. My favourite of every class has to be the new Squiffer for the charger, the Crack-On Splat Roller for the roller, and the Aerospray RG for the shooter. Everybody loves that weapon. But gear is also valuable to your kid and or squid. Gear isn't just there to look good, it also has stat buffs with it, and can have up to 4 stat buffs per piece. In order to get all 4 though, you'll need to get points for the gear as well. These buffs can be stuff such as a quicker respawn time, or being able to see any of the other team's players when you're at your spawn point. The best one is defense up though. It's always better to get splattered in 5 hits rather than 2. But there are 2 more game modes, the Battle Dojo and the Amiibo Sport. The Battle Dojo is just local multiplayer. It's not as good as you think though. Instead of doing a turf war match, you know, just with less players, you go around popping balloons. Whoever pops the most in the time limit wins. It's a shame that you can only select the predetermined armor sets as well, so the local multiplayer didn't have too much thought put into it. But you can say the opposite for the Amiibo. See, the Amiibo so far have just been CPUs, in Smash and in Mario Party 10, and haven't had much thought put into them. But here, it's a whole different story. The Amiibo will have you go through single player levels in different conditions. For example, you'll go through with a charger or a roller. Every level you complete, you'll get cash for. If you complete 4 levels in a row, you'll get a better reward. For the first row, you'll get a headpiece, second and third will be shirts and shoes, the fourth will always be a new minigame for you to play while you wait for the matches, gotta love Squid Beats, and the fifth will always be a weapon based on the weapons that you used in the challenges for multiplayer. I said in the Let's Play that I thought the Amiibo weren't worth your time, but now that I've done all the challenges, I feel that isn't true. Plus, comparing it to the other Amiibo usage just shows that a lot more effort was put into these. The graphics here look great! Nintendo really does show that colours do look good in HD. The ink seems so thick and slimy, especially when you catch the right angle with all the light on it. It's great! But how about that soundtrack? The themes in this game depend on what mode you're playing. If it's single player stuff, you'll get these okay tunes to listen to when going through levels, but in multiplayer, you'll get these awesome hard rock tunes to jam out to while splatting ink. It's great! I love the way it gets you pumped up, and it's even better when it has the kids or possibly squids singing in it. But that's the new hit game from Nintendo. It's great. I love the new idea that they brought to the genre. Hopefully Splatoon goes on to be Nintendo's new big franchise. The way you switch between both forms is great, and it brings many different ways to play the game. Although it does seem like there isn't that much to do here. You do have single player and multiplayer options that are both very fun, However, I find that once you do everything, the only thing left is the multiplayer. But anyway, I give Splatoon a 4 out of 5. With that, hey guys, this has been YT42, and I'll see you guys next time. See you then.